Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. As you've seen by the title, we are going to be discussing, can part 2 of the anniversary still be Beast Gohan, or can Beast Gohan still be in the 9th anniversary in some way? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and also let me know what you want for part 2 of this year's anniversary. Now, in no way am I saying that I believe this is definitely going to happen. I just want to talk about the facts. I know a lot of people are kind of disappointed. The fact there's not Beast Gohan. Don't lose all hope, but don't get your hopes up too much. And don't be disappointed if it isn't him. But there's still a chance that he could appear. So I will leave all the necessary links down in the description if you want to check them out for yourselves. But first off, we'll go over the theme. As Goresh laid everything out, the main important thing we're going to take from this is the theme. So the theme of the 9th anniversary is Super. However, this doesn't mean that everything will involve stuff from DBS. There may be other interpretations of Super that they use to decide on content to implement during the celebration. Now that could mean that, because that is a quite broad term, the word Super, and it not specifically correlating to Dragon Ball Super, we could see Super Vegeta and Gohan for part 2. We could see Super Gogeta and Janemba for part 2. Something to do with Super Saiyans. Who knows? However, and I know Dragon Ball Super Superhero is specifically from Super, but it does specifically say they will use this interpretation of Super to decide on content to implement during the celebration. That doesn't necessarily mean they're talking about the banners or the headlining units. It could literally mean events. It could literally mean any other things that are going to occur during the celebration, whether that's, as I said, events, stages, those kind of things. It might not necessarily directly correlate to what the part 2 banners and units are going to be from that. Now it could, and it couldn't. As I said, this video is about there being a chance that Beast Gohan could be part 2 of the 9th anniversary. So hold on to that hope you still have. It really does sound like I'm clutching at straws. I can't lie, I really do want Beast Gohan for part 2 just because I think Beast Gohan, Cell Max, and Gogeta and Broly for part 1 would be an insane anniversary. The second thing is, and I did mention this in one of the videos when they dropped the Gogeta and Broly, or tease that they were coming, is the fact that on stage during the live stream, which I saw that is so stupid, after they finished doing the fusion dance, of course, to talk about Gogeta and Broly, this guy, in his little tight shorts, ends up doing the special beam cannon. Like, he fully does the special beam cannon and does it towards Amatsu. Now, this could easily just be a joke because of the reception of Beastless Gohan, like, what, 2 years ago? A year and a half ago? Is it 2 years? No way is it. No, it's not 2 years ago. It's a year and a bit ago. I was gonna say we're really flying through Dokkan, but it's a year and a bit ago. But then my thought is they'd done the fusion dance, so why on earth would Mr. Sunshine over here specifically do the special beam cannon if this was alluding to things that are coming during the anniversary? Again, it could easily be a little joke, you know, poking fun at, you know, the kind of response to Beastless Gohan and, you know, those kind of things. Or it could actually be a direct correlation of what part 2 could be, which could be Beast Gohan, which in turn following him means could be Cell Max. Or as I said, it could be just a fun little bit that they did on stage for the live stream and maybe to poke fun. The final part is going back to Air Dokkan's tweet, going at everything that we found out that was coming, along with EZA 2.0s, the EZA for Strength UI, Gogeta being a carnival, and then Broly being a Dokkan Fest, is the new category. And I briefly touched upon this when I was going through all this in kind of the breakdown video the other day, of there being DBS bosses. Now, the reason why I believe this could still hint to there being Cell Max is because who else fits the new category that Broly's running of super bosses? Whether that is literal Dragon Ball Super bosses. Again, they did state content may not directly correlate to Dragon Ball Super. But then also in the other kind of use of the word in term of super bosses, general like big super bosses, like who fits that? Broly, Hirudegon, I'd say, Cell Max. It generally took everyone fighting Cell Max from Krillin, 18, Orange Piccolo, to then Goten and Trunks fusing, to then Gohan getting a whole new form going Beast to beat Cell Max. Now that falls under the umbrella of Dragon Ball Super bosses, so bosses from Dragon Ball Super, but then also super bosses as in, you know, a super boss. So either way you interpret the word, it still falls under the umbrella of that word, and Cell Max can fit both of them. Not only that as well, Dokkan and Amasu, they have their back against the ropes with this. They have like a comeback. They have a redemption arc for this of, we dropped a kind of variant of Beast Gohan. Don't get me wrong, looking back on it, and I think I said this during the time, was incredibly disappointing in that while every other Dragon Ball game got a version of Beast Gohan, 100%. 100%. For us to just get the active skill and not a playable Beast Gohan in Dokkan, you know, I get the disappointment. Were we guaranteed to get one? No. But again, I was one of those people who was incredibly disappointed. However, that Gohan was still a solid unit. And I think, you know, they have a lot to gain by dropping Beast Gohan, especially now that they've gone back to the 2022 worldwide format of Dokkan Fest Carnival LR for part 1 and part 2. They have a massive opportunity to not only, I wouldn't say correct that mistake, but they know the response and how hype it will be if they actually drop a Beast Gohan, especially after that. And then especially under this format of where part 2 is a complete mystery. Now, people went crazy finding out what part 1 was. Now, imagine finding out what part 2 is going to be, carrying that hype, with that unknown, with that mystique, and then finding out it's Beast Gohan, and it's an actual playable Beast Gohan unit. And then Beast Gohan can be the Dokkan Fest, Cell Max can be the part 2 LR, Carnival LR, sorry, and then not only that, that will be Cell Max's introduction into Dokkan and be his first unit, and again, fitting under that umbrella of Dragon Ball Super bosses, a DBS boss, a DBS villain, but then also a super boss, if you want to go that way as well, which he definitely is, and fits under that umbrella as well. So with all these small hints and clues, does that mean we're definitely going to be getting Beast Gohan and Cell Max for part 2? No. They are very subtle hints. They could definitely be direct correlations, but as we started the video, and as stated, the theme is super, which is a lot of broader term than we can, you know, than initially suggest, and it could easily be, as I said, Super Vegito and Buhan if you want to use it like that, Super Gogeta again if you want to follow it and use it like that and keep Gogeta in the theme, or we can really make it broad and take it away from that and maybe suggest Super Saiyans, or maybe another version of the word or another meaning to the word of super. So it definitely doesn't mean that Beast Gohan is guaranteed, but for those of you who are incredibly disappointed and your hopes are down because Beast Gohan isn't the anniversary, number one, if Beast Gohan doesn't appear in the anniversary with Cell Max, don't be too disappointed. It was never guaranteed. You can be slightly disappointed, but don't be too disappointed. As I said, it was never a guarantee. It was never confirmed to be happening, but you can still wish for them to be there because, you want them to appear. Number two, you don't have to fully let go of those hopes yet, because there are a few pointers, few hints, suggesting that he could still very well be in there, even without them. Part 2, as I said, is a complete unknown, complete mystery. We don't know what's coming for part 2, so he could still be in there. But if not, it's not the end of the world, and I'm sure the units will still be insane. The animations and card arts will slap. They will still be sick. They will still be some of the best units in the game. Everything will still be good. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. What do you want for part 2? Do you think Beast Gohan and Cell Max could still appear for the anniversary? Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care. Have a good rest of your day. And push.